27 News WKOW. Here's what's happening right now.
Friends mourn the loss of a Madison man killed while climbing a Colorado peak.
Kind, non-judgmental, just, a solid person.
New at 6, the efforts to bring Kelly McDermott home and the dangerous conditions crews are facing.
Plus, new video shows the moment a driver slams their car into a Madison business. We're digging deeper into why Williamson Street sees more crashes like this than any other part of the city.
And alarming new data from health officials as the Delta variant surges in Wisconsin.
We've got you covered. This is 27 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Katie McCall.
And I'm George Smith. A 32-year-old Madison healthcare worker dies after a fall while hiking on a dangerous mountain peak in Colorado.
Kelly McDermott was reported missing over the weekend after he didn't return from climbing Capitol Peak near Aspen. His body still has not been recovered because of how precarious the spot is. New at 6, Tony Galley has you covered on setbacks in the recovery mission as friends remember McDermott tonight.
Authorities in Colorado say Madisonian Kelly McDermott was killed in a climb of the difficult Capitol Peak near Aspen.
It's just kind of disbelief.
Kelly Maynard cross-country skied with her friend, biked with him.
How did he approach these passions he had, like bicycling or skiing?
Kelly would set these kind of really ambitious and kind of quirky goals.
McDermott's friend Philip Crawford gives us an example.
He was the only person who ever did every rustic road on his bicycle, and he was patient with Department of Transportation, and eventually they gave him that same recognition that they give to motorcyclists to go out and adventure on every single rustic road.
McDermott also pedaled by Wisconsin's historical markers.
I don't know that he covered all the historical markers in the state, but it was we had a very memorable ride. He would have 1 or 2 baked potatoes wrapped in tinfoil stuck in his bike jersey pockets.
Friends feel mountain climbing seemed a natural for him. Authorities say his body is still too difficult to reach after falling rocks injured rescuers. For friends, McDermott's spirit still burns.
Just, a solid person.
He kind of seemed to have endless energy, and you just kind of thought he would always keep on going. And, he always seemed to be a bright light for everyone.
Tony Galley, 27 News.
McDermott worked as a respiratory therapist at UW Hospital. A spokesperson says his death is sad and sends condolences to his family.
Heading outside, a little bit gloomier out there this evening. We could see some rain, even a few storms heading into the overnight hours. Chief Meteorologist John Ziegler is tracking all of it for us out tonight. JZ?
Hey, well, we did pick up some rain, especially west of Madison. Very light rain, but it did drop the temperature quite a bit. That might be the story here. The rain looks pretty light. We might have one little batch come through. We'll track that too. We were at 83 about an hour and a half ago. Now we're at 73. So it's not your imagination. It's much cooler out there over the past few hours. And you can see that pocket of cool air. Janesville and Watertown, if you watched the 5, you guys were in the 80s at the 5 o'clock news, and now you're in the 70s, and that will continue to trend down. 64 at Mineral Point, and it might be too late to bounce back after the rain. So this might be a cooler evening than expected from that rain, and just the timing of it. If it was at 3 o'clock, you can rebound with the temperature. It's much cooler tonight now, about 10 to 15 degrees cooler. There's the rain. You can see the rain starting to come in here. It's a small batch. It'll come through over the next hour and a half. I would say rain in New Glarus, rain north of Dodgeville here, and you can see that continues up towards Reedsburg, over towards Portage. This is all moving east at a decent clip, and I don't expect a whole lot of this after, so let's say it's going to rain until 7:30, and then we'll see another chance later tonight and tomorrow morning. I have those details in the forecast.
All right, thank you, John. Business owners in downtown Madison are calling for change after another driver crashes into a building on their street.
Police say a driver slammed into Change Boutique on Williamson Street Monday morning, and it's not the first time this has happened on that block this year. City traffic engineers say these kinds of crashes that happen on that stretch more often than anywhere else. Ward Jollis is digging deeper into why that's the case.
New surveillance footage shows the moment an SUV came crashing through the Change Boutique on the corner of Willie Street and Baldwin Monday. Luckily, no one was hurt, but people who work on that corner say it's part of a troubling trend.
There's been tons of, crashes into buildings throughout the past decade, and it's kind of scary to work right there in the window, potentially have a car come crashing through.
The Wisconsin Department of Transportation says there have been 5 property damage crashes on the corner this year. Tammy Schreider, just next door, had a close call herself.
I was standing by my front doors of Hatchard House, and a car came along the curb and took out the bike rack behind me and ended up hitting the corner of the building.
Traffic engineers say Willie Street sees more building crashes than any other in the city. What is it about Willie Street? Why is all of this happening here?
I think the buildings on Willie Street are closer to traffic than on a typical street.
Traffic engineer Tom Moore says it's all about the street's layout.
Where you have the same crash on a different street, a car might come to rest in someone's front yard. If that same crash happens on Willie Street, it comes to rest in or on a building. So
he and other engineers have narrowed roads, lowered speed limits, and added bike lanes to help out. Nikki Anderson is just the latest business owner to see a crash wreck their business. She's now set up in a smaller place a couple blocks away until her old building is restored.
It's not safe, and I'm hoping that people take it seriously and that this is just raising awareness of how something needs to change.
In Madison, Warjalis, 27 News.
Multiple traffic engineers in Madison tell us they are aware of the problem on Williamson Street. They say they would work with the mayor's office and local law enforcement to try to make that street safer.
COVID-19 is making a resurgence in Wisconsin. Right now, most of the state is seeing substantial or high transmission of the virus, and more counties are moving into that high category, including Dane and Sauk. Wisconsin's 7-day average doubling in the last week, now at 1,000 cases a day, and hospitalizations continue to rise with 388 patients statewide. Doctors are worried this surge in coronavirus hospitalizations may tie up staff.
UW health doctors say they're opening up more beds for COVID-related illness, which means there are fewer beds for other sicknesses and procedures. And among those hospitalized for COVID-19, doctors say they're seeing an overwhelming trend.
The vast majority of our patients with COVID-19 that are in the hospital now are unvaccinated. 98% of hospitalized patients with COVID-19 had not been vaccinated. So really, this is becoming a disease of the unvaccinated.
Doctors add that no vaccine is bulletproof, but the COVID vaccines reduce the risk of infection and in breakthrough cases dramatically reduce the severity of illness, keeping vaccinated people out of the hospital. Statewide vaccination numbers are barely budging. Right now, 52% of people in Wisconsin have gotten their first dose. 49% are fully vaccinated.
Students and staff at several Wisconsin universities will now be required to wear masks indoors. Madison College is requiring face coverings in all campus buildings, whether you're vaccinated or not. Edgewood College is also putting an indoor mask mandate in place for students, staff, and visitors. UW-Madison is requiring the same thing. 2 more local school districts will require masks during the school year. Sun Prairie says all students, teachers, and staff will have to wear a mask inside district buildings and at indoor district activities. The Verona Area School District will also return to class with masks on.
Verona's bus routes will also look different. Due to a driver shortage, each bus will cover 3 routes instead of 2. Badger Bus is in charge of transporting students in the Verona Area School District. This afternoon, they held a job fair to try to get more people interested in driving. Just by applying, potential employees have the chance to win a 55-inch TV or a $50 Amazon gift card. The company is also offering sign-on bonuses of up to $5,000. High school sports are facing a growing shortage of people to referee. The problem goes back at least a decade. There are several reasons why refs leave the business, but the tough hours is a big one. After a year of staying home, even dedicated referees say they've lost interest.
I think we saw a lot of officials leave and saw that they could spend more time with their families during the time off that we had from officiating.
Aggression from fans is also turning off potential referees. A survey from the National Association of Sports Officials found 13% of officials have been assaulted by a fan, player, or a coach. Next, the Wisconsin State Fair is back, but things look a little different this year. We've got you covered on the changes because of the pandemic.
Plus, we've got you covered on why UW-Madison is removing a rare rock that's been on campus for more than 100 years.
Experience handcrafted and hand-finished furniture by genuine Amish craftsmen at Wanakee Furniture ETC, featuring hardwood made in the USA home furnishings by Simply Amish and other great brands you can trust.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
Earn now, spend later during Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Rewards Members Dollar Days. Now through August 15th, Rewards members earn $10 in Blaine's Bucks for every $100 spent in store. Redeemable just like cash August 19th through the 29th. Start earning now on select Cadet dog treats, just $9.99. Introducing our new look Blaine's Farm and Fleet pet food, treats, and more. Featuring a variety of formulas for complete balanced nutrition at an affordable price. Start earning Blaine's Bucks now to spend later, just like cash.
Packers Family Night, presented by Bell & Health, live on August 7th.
And the catch!
And stick around for fireworks. Join us on the Packers TV network.
Saturday at 7 on WKOW, brought to you locally by Stoughton Health.
Bobblehead nights are back at Warner Park. Take home a bobblehead with any ticket purchase while supplies last. Pre-purchase tickets at mallardstickets.com to guarantee your bobblehead. And this week's bobblehead is Flaycon Maynard. Way to go, Maynard.
Your eyes are everything. They're how you see the world and connect with others. At Shopco Optical, your eyes are everything to us too, which is why we offer everything to help you see better and look better. A huge selection of designer frames, convenient locations, and experienced optometrists. We're Shopco Optical. You'll see. Right now, get 50% off lenses with the purchase of any frames.
Let the design team at Wanakee Furniture ETC help you find your inspiration and transform your room. Every style, every budget, our creativity, passion, and expertise will help you design your dream space.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
Many new parents are on edge right now because of the COVID resurgence. Tomorrow on Wake Up, what you can do to protect a newborn from the Delta variant.
And I'm tracking higher levels of humidity, higher storm chances ahead, too. Full forecast Friday morning before GMA.
Wisconsin State Fair is back in West Allis after the coronavirus pandemic forced organizers to cancel last year for the first time in 75 years.
Yeah, this is good news, but there are some changes this year to keep people safe. Admission to the fair is completely cashless, and so is parking. Hours are also being trimmed to give staff more time to clean and sanitize overnight. People say even with the changes, it is good to be back.
Outstanding. Missed it. Totally missed it. I'm really glad we're back. Had a great time, and, we're going to be here all day.
That fair is open from 11 to 11 every day through August 15th.
Starting Monday, Madison-based restaurant group Food Fight is requiring customers and staff to wear masks. The group made the decision after several fully vaccinated employees got COVID-19. Free masks will be available if you forget yours.
New at 6, UW-Madison is removing Chamberlain rock from campus. It comes months after the Black Student Union expressed concerns over the history behind its name. The rare 2-billion-year-old glacial rock is named after geologist and former UW president Thomas Chamberlain, but the rock was known by a racial slur for several years after it was installed. That rock will be placed on university-owned land southeast of Madison near Lake Kaganza.
Next, the scam warning. We've got you covered on the phone call making the rounds, targeting people with student loans.
And we're watching one band of showers rolling through this evening, so we'll track that out. We'll also talk about thunderstorm chances this weekend and your forecast coming up.
Are you ready to make junk disappear?
I've never been more ready in my life.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-JUNK.
We'll be there before you hang up the phone.
Furniture and Appliance Mart's multi-million-dollar clearance event is on now. Save up to half off appliance clearance items while they last. Plus, no interest financing for 12 months on all appliances with no minimum purchase. At Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley Home Store off the Beltline.
I learned long ago, if you've got the right tools and a little know-how, you can do it yourself. And no wall of mine's gonna get some dime a dozen paint. Pittsburgh Paints and Stains. Premium performance from start to that tough, washable, one-coat finish. It exceeds expectations of what makes great paint. Pittsburgh Paints and Stains.
Get 11% off everything, including Pittsburgh Paints and Stains.
I'm Denise, and I was hurt by a hit-and-run driver. I called Gruber Law Offices. After that call, everything fell into place.
Injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
They were with me every step of the way.
We're here at the local farmers market where Informed Choice Insurance Agency is offering fresh, local, hand-picked Medicare? What do you mean when you say shop local for Medicare?
Your local Medicare plans have all the bells and whistles that national TV ads promise, only better, because you're working with local agents who know the doctors, the specialists, and the hospital networks inside and out. You're not going to get that calling a call center in Des Moines, Iowa.
Don't get fooled by national TV hype. When it comes to Medicare options, keep it local with Informed Choice Insurance Agency, and they're free.
Are you ready to make junk disappear?
I've never been more ready in my life.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-JUNK.
We'll be there before you hang up the phone.
You're watching WKOW 27 News at 6 with Amber Noggle, George Smith, Chief Meteorologist John Ziegler, and sports with Lance Fieser. We've got you covered.
If you've received a phone call from someone saying you're pre-qualified for student loan forgiveness, it's probably a scam.
I'm actually just doing a follow-up call for you regarding your public student loans. I do see here that we still have you pre-qualified for the student loan forgiveness program.
While student loan forgiveness does exist, those programs are through the federal government. You have to apply for them. The Better Business Bureau says when people receive calls like these, the scammer is not just looking for money, they want your identity.
Want your name, they'll probably ask for bank account information, social security information, address, phone number, who knows. With just a minimal amount of information, you would be surprised at how much scammers can do with that information.
The Better Business Bureau has a scam tracker where you can report any scam calls you receive. New at 6, the State Justice Department finishes handing out $100 million in grants to boost school safety. Former Governor Scott Walker signed a bill in 2018 providing the grants. Justice Department officials say that money has gone toward upgrading security systems, training police and educators in understanding teen mental health, creating a confidential threat reporting tip line, and a threat assessment study with 40 schools across the state.
Right now, all state workers are required to wear a mask when inside state buildings. The Department of Administration's order also applies to contractors and interns. Employees can remove their masks when working indoors in a personal office or inside with their door closed. We all have our own utility bills to pay, and we also cover the costs of powering the most public building in Wisconsin. Tonight, we're digging deeper and bringing you the electric bills for the state capitol. We learned about the unique system for powering the building, as well as the project currently underway to make the 100-year-old structure more energy efficient.
It's not like your common light fixture at the hardware store, so getting the bulbs to replace to LED and retrofitting some of the fixtures is taking a little bit.
Coming up tonight at 10, we're going to show you the bills as well as how the pandemic affected how much electricity the Capitol uses.
Now, 27 storm track weather with Chief Meteorologist John Zigg.
Today was actually an interesting day. We had temperatures warm to the low 80s, and then you get the cooling effect. Typically in the summer, when it cools down, it rebounds. Today wasn't one of those days, and you can see that here. We're going to start this morning off at 6 o'clock. I'm actually going to roll into the late morning with the temperatures. You'll watch them warm up here. This is now noon today. Everybody was pretty warm except Prairie du Chien. Everybody else was in the upper 70s, like Lone Rock and Platteville. And then you can see Madison and Janesville popped into the 80s. But this area of light rain and the thick clouds, it was thick enough to cool us down, and you can see the temperature just falling here. And it doesn't look like we're rebounding much. You could see it trying to rebound here in Prairie du Chien, like I was just talking about. You get that even at 5 p.m. you can rebound. But it might be a little late for us here. I bet you Lone Rock, it might just be over because the sun's going to start setting here and you're not going to be able to warm back up. 24-hour temperature change is about 10 to 15 degrees cooler than at this time yesterday. So we'll have a pleasant evening from this despite today being a warmer day in Madison and Janesville. So there's that little area of rain with the thicker clouds. It does look like it's going to roll through. It's going to have minor accumulations, but this is actually rain coming in 151. Verona, Fitchburg, Madison, we are going to see some showers coming to Oregon. Not as much when you get south of New Glarus. It's more just sprinkles. And you can see that here in Middleton, Mount Horeb, Black Earth, getting some light rain. Looks like Plain will be your actual only downpour. Got to have some yellow. That's not true. Reedsburg has one. So we're going to have that rain also move through Baraboo, and then over towards Portage. Just as the next hour, solid hour, maybe hour and a half. Then we'll take a break, and then you see these storms back here in Minneapolis. These ones are going to try to come in late tonight and tomorrow morning. I'm not jazzed up about this storm system. Obviously, nothing like last week. When I'm not excited about it, it's hard for storms to keep rolling at midnight, 1, 2, right? I mean, you lose the heat. A lot of these will be fizzling as they come in. There is higher moisture out there. This is why you saw some thunderstorms in Des Moines, Sioux Falls, and Minneapolis. Just having that moisture move in over the next 24 hours gives us a chance for thunderstorms. So you see them kind of fizzle, and then they want to kind of pop early in the morning. So I'm not going to take rain chances off from, I'd say, 2 in the morning to around 10 o'clock in the morning. We could see that dying area of rain. You should have some dry time most of Friday, dry time. Then notice the boundary right on us, 6 p.m., have that late afternoon, early evening isolated thunderstorm, especially from Madison southeast. And we'll take another break. Most of Saturday, fairly dry, and then we'll see more storms try to develop. See these storms out here Saturday night? These are the ones, to me, that get me more excited because there's an actual low. I don't know if they'll make it through Sunday morning. They'll try, but I really think it's Sunday night and a Monday where that low's closer, we'll actually get thunderstorms. You will see our storm chances go up, and that includes severe risks. Tomorrow, isolated. Saturday, you'll notice west is going to be your best chance for this. And like I was talking about, you're going to have rain chances in the morning, and then you see during the day, Friday, pretty quiet, then goes back up. Friday into Saturday morning, and then Saturday goes back down during the day. So daytime hours is pretty dry. Future track tonight, most of that rain's out of here by 10. A couple isolated storms through the morning, not a whole lot. Most of your day is dry. I can't say it's a 0% chance of rain. And then there's isolated storms you go through the evening hours and then overnight into Saturday morning. I'm still hopeful we'll pick up quite a bit of rain. This is through Monday. I think most of this comes Sunday night into Monday morning. But I do expect a couple of waves to come through even tonight and tomorrow, and then another chance Friday night and Saturday. 65 tonight. 82 tomorrow, and then as we go into your 7-day forecast, I did cut back on temperatures a little bit just because I think, the clouds might be a little thicker the next few days. I always stress this at this time of the year when thunderstorm chances are possible at all times. It looks intimidating. Absolutely don't change your plans on any day.
Okay, thanks, John.
Yep.
Badgers season just under a month away. Carly was at Badger Media Days today and joins us now with their outlook on the 2021 season.
Yeah, the Badgers are coming off a disappointing 4-3 season. They say they're learning and growing from it. I'll tell you what the focus is as the team gets set for their first practice of the season tomorrow.
The Capital's ready to go 24/7 no matter what.
Through snow, heat, and even COVID, Wisconsin's capital has stayed lit. Now we're digging into what it takes to power the people's building and why the cost for taxpayers might surprise you. Powering Politics, tonight only on 27 News at 10.
It's Slumberland's anniversary sale. Get a complimentary 4-night hotel stay at over 400 great hotels. Plus an extra 20% off when you spend $3,000 or more. Buy more, save more, and get the trip. Now at Slumberland.
First Choice Dental's got going to the dentist solved. And when you've got 11 convenient neighborhood clinics, you can solve a lot of problems. Like helping you get in and get back to your busy day with SNAP appointments. Making the most of your insurance with Coverage Check. And helping you relax with soothing MyChair choices like sunglasses, music, even sedation. Schedule your appointment at firstchoicedental.com.
Get more for your kitchen now at the Brothers Maine Big Kitchen Upgrade Sale. You'll get big savings from Whirlpool, Maytag, Amana, and KitchenAid. And you'll get the joy of showing off those amazing brands with a risk-free 30-day price satisfaction guarantee. Get 100% confidence in your purchase only at the Moore Store. The Big Kitchen Upgrade Sale with more selection, more savings, and lots more fun showing off your beautiful new kitchen. Now at the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
If you can afford to launch yourself into space, you can pay your fair share in taxes. But billionaires and big corporations have avoided paying taxes for years. President Joe Biden's plan makes the rich pay their fair share so we can cut taxes for families with children and create millions of good jobs. Tell Senator Ron Johnson to stop putting billionaires ahead of the middle class. If you can afford to joyride in space, you can pay your fair share.
Slumberland's anniversary sale. Spend $1,000 and get a complimentary 2-night hotel stay, plus an extra 10% off. See our huge selection of top brands like Sealy and Tempur-Pedic. Buy more, save more, and get the trip. Now at Slumberland.
Congratulations, 27 News, for winning Best Evening Newscast. Now, 27 Sports with Carly Murata.
Let fall camp begin. The Badgers hosted Media Day and will begin practices tomorrow. Our Pablo Iglesias tells us how their head coach is setting a high bar for 2021.
Right from the snap, Paul Chryst gave the 2021 Badgers high praise.
They're a group that wants to be coached. You know, we got to have purpose to it, but they're willing to do what they can to be the best they can be, and I also think it's a group that values team.
There were two words that Paul Chryst used a lot in his opening remarks: trust and confidence. Now those players and his coaching staff want to follow up on the head coach's remarks.
That's what we're about here. It's like an unspoken rule that we have of just trust is the biggest thing here, and from the top guy to the bottom guy, it's all equal.
I kind of think of it like you're building a fort, right? And if you know the guy behind you is building the wall just as good as you are, you're confident to keep shooting arrows. But if you got to turn around, things are going to crumble.
We're a very focused team now because we had all that adversity last year that we went through, and just it helps us really come back down to earth and realize that it's this team, this is what matters.
Chryst got a taste of the spring ball appetizer. Now he wants the fall entree.
I'm anxious to see them this fall camp and see if they can earn a meaningful role.
The first practice for fall camp kicks off at 8:30 Friday morning. In Madison, I'm Pablo Iglesias, 27 Sports.
All right, check this highlight out from Packers training camp today. No off-season workouts, no problem. Aaron Rodgers showing off his accuracy, launches this football 50 yards downfield. That's nothing but net. And he's like, did you expect anything else? Back up, Jordan Love taking it all in. We know this much about Love. He is an even-keeled young man. But Love's offseason was anything but calm given the uncertainty surrounding Rodgers. Love found out that Rodgers was returning when he was in the airport on his way back to Green Bay for camp. Love still has to prepare like he's the starter, but now he once again has the added benefit of learning from one of the best in the league.
Me and Aaron have a good relationship. Obviously, it's kind of like the master and the Padawan kind of thing, and just kind of trying to learn as much as I can from him. We have a great quarterback room, and a lot of good conversations in there. You can just go make a list of all the things you'll learn from him, but I think the biggest thing for me is just being able to watch him. And, the main thing for me, like I said, was my footwork. Being able to watch Aaron's footwork, when you get that knowledge from a Hall of Famer like that in my second year, it's valuable.
And the USA men's basketball team defeated Australia 97-78 in the semifinals of the Tokyo Olympics. Team USA was down 15 points in the first half. Bucks guard Drew Holiday was the one to give them the lead in the second half. Holiday finished with 11 points, 9 of them coming in the third quarter. Chris Middleton, he also had 11 points, and Kevin Durant had a team-high 23. Team USA will face France in Saturday's gold medal game. So they really bounced back.
Yeah. They're going to win that game. You know that, right?
They have to.
USA's going to win.
Yeah, they have to.
Don't? They won't. They'll win. They'll win.
Fingers crossed. We didn't jinx them.
Heard it here first.
Here's your 7-day forecast. All I can think of with Love, too, is he's watching Aaron's footwork. I'm like, you don't want to follow Aaron's footwork. He's throwing off his back foot and stuff.
Right?
I had to say that.
John seems to know.
Yeah,
right? Give him some pointers, John.
You're welcome.
He's probably watching.
All right. As for storms, what I do know, listen, tomorrow we'll see a few storms. I think most of the day will be dry. Then we'll see evening thunderstorms again Friday. Most of Saturday also going to be dry.
All right. Aaron Rodgers, have a good one. We'll see you at 10.
Follow his lead.